I don't believe that the carbon tax is going to help our energy industry here in Saskatchewan, which is such a huge play. And as mayor, all I can say is that I'm going to be making sure that I fight as hard as I can to make an effort to get our fair share of the pie. And what I believe is that we haven't really been fighting hard enough to represent Prince Albert in a way that we are getting our equal fair share portion of the pie. So as mayor, what I'm going to do is make sure that that I'm looking out for the interest of the citizens in the city, and if there is available revenue, I'll be going after that. And where a person will allocate that, I mean, we've got a lot of issues here in the city, and that's something that I'd like to really sit down with council and decide on as a team, because again, it's not my way or the highway. We need to work together, and we need to build that team atmosphere in there, and listen to the people of the city and make the best decision possible. Well, I think this gets back to the point of overtaxation. I mean, our water bills are skyrocketing. Our property taxes are going up. Our economy here is stagnant. And I think the most important answer to that question is getting more industry and creating an environment here that's conducive to business and attracting business and offering things here in Prince Albert that no other jurisdiction can. And that's the thing that we're going to do to attract people, good people, entrepreneurial type people to our city, and in turn I believe that's going to grow our tax base. So I'm going to fight hard to keep the taxes where they are, and everybody works hard in this city, and I want to see those people keeping that money, and I believe that the city is not working for the people, and at this point I think that the city's working against them, and I'm here for the people to make sure that that our taxes are staying at the same level, and we're going to open up our economy and start getting some interest generated from that. That's a great question as well. Our office is downtown, and I've had a great opportunity to meet a lot of the street people and a lot of the people struggling to find different ways of just getting by. A guy like me, you know, thinks the next week, the next year, and they think just day to day, and they think hour to hour. And one of them said to me, it was amazing, that why would I worry about tomorrow when I don't know if I can get through the day? So what they've said to me is that they just want a place to go. They need a place to have a shelter, and I think that we really need to start looking at providing a place for them, or looking at avenues to just to have consultations with them, because it seems that nobody really wants to listen to what they want and take the approach from the street level up. It always seems to be coming from the top down. So what I believe is, again, just relationships, and get on the street and understand the issues, and that's something that I've really taken pride in throughout the summer, is meeting these people and listening to them. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, we in the next year or so, we're going to have over 1 million miscellaneous needles scattered throughout our community that haven't been cleaned up, and that's in your playgrounds. That's at the street corners. And I think that what the most important thing is that we need to focus on is, if we're helping these people, they need an avenue to excel through. And at the end of the day, I don't believe the opportunity is there, that when people are working so hard to try to get these people helped out and encourage them to do better, at the end of the day we don't have the opportunity for them to do anything different, and it's just too easy to fall back in that trap. So yes, we do have a huge problem with addictions, and that would be something that I would really like to start focusing on as a community as a whole. And I mean, it's the amount of support that we can get as a city to start curbing the addiction issue. It's not going to be done by one man, 10 men, 30 men. It's going to be done by our community effort. It's another interesting topic, and I mean, we can look at it from a point of if you get 30 people in a room drinking, you know, there's a good chance that you're going to have a fight. I don't know of many places where 30 people are in a room and smoking marijuana that they're all fighting and being disorderly. So again, if it's a federal law that's mandated and comes down through the system and it's legal, that is again something that our community needs to decide on, is what's our approach to it, and are we going to accept it, or are we going to deny it? And And are we going to work with it or against it? And that's something, again, that's going to have to be run through council and decided on as a whole, is how we're going to embrace the change in legislation. I think that, I mean, I got to give a high five and a thumbs up to the city manager. I mean, he acted quick, swift. He did an excellent job in mobilizing everything together. And obviously, if that ever happens again, I think we're more prepared now than what we'd ever been, because we've had the experience, we've learned from it, and I'm sure there's a lot of improvements that are going to be done because of this incident. What I'd really like to see also is just the environmental regulations and maybe pipeline inspections stepped up a little bit to hold those companies accountable and make sure that they're following through with the regulations regarding pipelines. And moving ahead, I just want to be thankful that it never happened in winter, because if it did, we'd all be in one heck of a predicament here. So all in all, short-term, long-term effects, I think, are still going to be ongoing. And you know what? Again, it's something bad had to happen, but we're going to grow from that. And I think everybody had a good taste of reality to realize how precious water is, and how important it is to make sure that our waterways are kept unpolluted.